Hey, what is up, guys? It's Chris from the WWFu Internetwork here again with another WWFu review. Today, I'm going to be reviewing ROH's Best in the World 2012 Hostage Crisis. This is a show that took place live from the Hammerstein Ballroom last night, and I have to say, from a live standpoint, being there live, fourth row, it was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Great show from Ring of Honor. You know, I got to be kind of biased towards it because, you know, it was my first ever Ring of Honor show live. I'll always defend it. But of course, you know, some people didn't really like it. Everyone has their own opinion. I personally really enjoyed it. So let's get to the review. First, we had the Briscoe brothers taking on the Guardians of Truth. This was probably the worst match of the night, in my opinion. Like, for live reviews, by the way, I'm going to be not really star rating matches. I'm going to be using awful to awesome. That's the scale I'll use. So you guys can kind of interpret what I'm saying. So the Briscoes were taking on the Guardians of Truth. This match, it was awful. Just because, you know, I blame it on the ropes. The ropes were ridiculously loose. And I guess, you know, all four wrestlers didn't want to take the chance of the ropes actually snapping. So they kind of just try to lower it down on even working the ropes at all. So that made the match suffer as a whole. But overall, I mean, was it the worst Briscoe match? This probably was one of the worst Briscoes match, to be honest. And this definitely didn't debut the Guardians of Truth in a positive way, if anything. So next we had diehard Eddie Edwards taking on the notorious 187 Homicide. Now, I'm not a Homicide guy at all. I never have been, even when he was in TNA. But Homicide, people give him crap because he came back to Ring of Honor at Glory by Honor 9 and hasn't had a standout match. You know, when he was in Ring of Honor before, he was having countless awesome matches. But then he came back and didn't really have any good matches. I have to say, this is probably Homicide's best Ring of Honor match that's coming back. And I have to compliment him on that. I guess he was working against someone of the caliber of Eddie Edwards. So, you know, Eddie Edwards always has great matches. But overall, this was a good match. A really good, solid, mid-card match. Made both guys look pretty well, but at the same time, you know, Eddie Edwards is trying to climb his way back to the top. But with a loss to Homicide, that might even put Homicide in a higher, you know, may even put him close to the title, if anything. I'd love to see Kevin Steen in Homicide. I think that'd be awesome. So, you know, Homicide winning here may lead to a potential match for the title. I'd love it. So, overall, a good match. Next, we had the hybrid fighting rules match between Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. I thought this was going to be the worst match of the night. I think everyone in the crowd thought this was going to be the worst match of the night because you don't mix MMA with professional wrestling. They don't go, really, at all. It's like mixing peanut butter with dog food. It just doesn't work. But this worked really well for what it was, and it was a great match. Great. At first, it started off slow. You know, the fans were kind of not behind it, but as soon as Cole started bleeding, when he lost his teeth and busted open his lip, just the storytelling and the intensity of the match picked up. They started kicking the crap out of each other, and everyone in the arena was just going nuts. I was going nuts. I was marking out for everything they were doing, and overall, in the end, you always remember the end of the match more than anything, and I remembered the ending of this match, and it was awesome. Just the overall story of it, great match. Great. The intensity, everything about it, great. It elevated Adam Cole, but it kept Kyle O'Reilly as that cocky heel that no one likes. It just worked. And it was a great match for a hybrid fighting rules match. Which I guess, you know, you can't... This is a perfect example. Don't judge a book by its cover. And I was proved wrong. So I'm happy I was proved wrong, to be honest with you. So next we had Finlay taking on Unbreakable Michael Elgin. You know, I saw Finlay's match at Border Wars, and I didn't expect a whole lot. Finlay's the kind of guy, his matches are really good when the guy is smaller than him, so he can kick the crap out of the smaller guy, then the smaller guy comes back, and either Finlay finishes him off, or the smaller guy wins. Michael Elgin in every aspect is bigger than Finlay. So this match didn't really work out that well. These two had really no chemistry at all. I mean, from a big man match standpoint between the two, it was good for what it was. But overall, the crowd wasn't into it. No one really seemed to care about it. Everyone was just kind of shitting on Finlay because, you know, he's going back to WWE soon to become an agent again. And it's just, everyone just, I personally thought the match was just slow-paced. There was a lot of, it was kind of botchy, you know, Finlay and Elgin, you know, just long pauses in between. It did pick up a little bit once they hit the outside of the ring, but that was about it. So overall, a bad match. I'm sorry, it just wasn't that good. So next we had a impromptu match. You know, Mike Bennett came out to do the Prodigy service announcement, and Mike Mondo came out. And Mike Mondo wasn't really that over at first, but once he started speaking, everyone just started buying into Mondo, you know, saying how Prodigy had the chance to wrestle whoever he wanted, and Mondo didn't even get a shot to wrestle here at the Hammerstein, and Mondo basically just snapped and attacked Bennett, and they started a brawl. And I'm not really going to rate this at all. I'm going to give it a dud because it was a brawl. It wasn't really a match, but Mike Mondo ended up winning, which was awesome for me because, you know, Mike Mondo does some stuff for the internet work, and it was awesome. I was really happy to see Mondo win. It was also great to see Mike Bennett. He had a good showing here, just being the ultimate heel. I swear, ever since he got Maria, he's just elevated because he just has something that no other guy can have in Maria. So next we had the three-way elimination world for the ROH World Television Title between the Sicilian Psychopath Tomasso Ciampa, Jay Lethal, and Rodrick Strong. Now, this is really good for what it was, but I kind of have to point out that Tomasso Ciampa really over-exaggerates his psychopath thing. He just starts like going at people like before the match starts and kind of delays the entire thing, which isn't a bad thing because the character is definitely like expanding, but it still gets kind of annoying. Jay Lethal, of course, got a very warm welcome. So did Rodrick Strong. Overall, this was a great wrestling match, and it also definitely helped storyline progression with, you know, Tomasso Ciampa potentially breaking off with the Embassy because the Embassy basically cost him the match, and Rodrick Strong retained. And I think Tomasso Ciampa is definitely, you know, expect a face turn very soon. Very soon. But a great match between all three men. Next, we had the match of the ROH Tag Team titles between the All Night Express and the World's Greatest Tag Team. I cannot wait till the day the World's Greatest Tag Team leaves Ring of Honor. They are so annoying. They aren't good. I can't iterate how badly I don't like these guys. They are just irritating to watch because they don't fit the structure of Ring of Honor. And, you know, the All Night Express, of course, were just over. But this match wasn't the best. I blame it on the World's Greatest Tag Team because they just can't have a good match anymore. And they just got to leave Ring of Honor. But the thing that made this match cool for me was All Night Express winning and me getting showered with champagne after the match. That was awesome. But, of course, the World's Greatest Tag Team has to ruin the finish and attack the two afterwards, which I thought was just, leave Ring of Honor. You've lost the titles. No one wants to see you anymore. Just leave. I would do anything to see Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin leave Ring of Honor. They are just annoying, and there is no purpose of them being there anymore. Sorry for the slight rant. They just irritate me. Next, we have the main event between Kevin Steen and Davey Richards. Awesome. 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 Now, this whole match was just no repeated spots from past stuff between the two. It was just a great match. They used tables. They used chatters, ladders. I keep botching on words in this video. Tables, ladders, chairs, chains, anything. Railroad spikes. It was awesome. You know, Jim Cornette got involved with it. Steve Corino got involved with it. Jimmy Jacobs got involved with it. You know, all the refs took spots because, you know, Davey, I think Davey super kicked Bobby Cruz. I'm pretty sure he also hit Todd Sinclair with something, and then Kevin Steen gave the other ref a package pile driver. It was awesome. Just amazing. And what boosted this match as well was the promo that ended the show with Kevin Steen basically calling New York City hypocrites. And he also put Davey Richards over by calling him the real best in the world. That was a good way to end the show, to be honest with you. Awesome main event. In the promo, he basically spoke the truth. New York City fans, all they do is turn on people. I don't really turn on people. Like, people claim, you know, all of New York City turned on Davey. I never liked Davey to begin with. I was always a Steen guy. But, you know, a lot of New York City can be hypocrites. So I'll give Steen that. But overall, I thought this show was good. It was a good show. So overall, a very good show by Ring of Honor. You know, no complaints about the stream. Overall, good job, Ring of Honor. your first iPPV in a while that you can walk away saying, wow, a good show. Thank you guys for listening. Peace.